I don't really have any interest in music. I was just doing it for the money.
Talk about the allegations!
It's official, ladies and gentlemen. Finn McKenty has quit YouTube. A couple months ago, he kind of did a soft leave, and I was like, is he actually quitting? But the announcement has officially hit the internet, and everybody around the entire music space is rejoicing because the punk rock MBA, Finn McKenty, is hanging it up from online content creation, and I can't be any more stoked about it. This guy is a longtime rival of mine. I had nothing but criticism for him over the last 4 or 5 years. It stemmed with me being like a fan. I'm like a classic fallen fan of this guy. But once I started to see how bad of an actor he was, and today we gotta celebrate him running away from the internet. And of course, he's doing it by lying, coping, and trying to manipulate his audience into thinking that he's a big, high and mighty, big-brained, smart man internet user. But before we get into all of this drama, literally, hey, hi, hello, my name is Dan Frampton, this is my YouTube channel. It's called Dan Frampton, all one word, the O's a zero. Like, comment, and subscribe within the first 3 hours and I will reply. That is a Frampton guarantee. But our boy Finn McKenty jumped onto the Josiah Lee podcast and he revealed everything. I'm not gonna sit here and go through the entire 42-minute episode with you, but the 50-second promo that he put up to promote the episode is all we're really gonna need to get all the context before going forward. But if for whatever reason you don't know who Finn McKenty and the Punk Rock MBA are, I'll explain it really quick. He's a middle-aged man that makes videos about rock and roll. The first couple years, people liked it. He ended up falling off. The entire internet turned against him. It was clear he was all about money and views and didn't care about music, didn't care about the artists. The culture really did take a back burner to this guy, and it was clear his passion was dwindling and dwindling over time. His channel, the Punk Rock MBA, would just become a lifeless, soulless cash grab over time. He called himself the Punk Rock MBA because he wanted to dissect how bands got big, why they got big, what elements they took from the past, how they incorporated their own creativity to get massive. That was the entire premise. They were going to break down the punk rock from a business perspective. And all of that sounds very novel, so much so that I was a subscriber. But that ethos quickly dwindled, and he hit that grift running hard around 2020-2021 era. I've been in a long time feud, a long time beef with this guy. There's lore, there's drama, there's history there. I'm not going to get into it all, but it is wonderful to see that I've outlasted him on the platform. So why is Finn McKenty leaving YouTube?
I don't have any plans to do anything on YouTube.
Finn is one of the OGs in music content creation, and he's gained millions of views on his Punk Rock MBA channel and his second solo channel. So why did he suddenly stop?
I don't really have any interest in music. I was just doing it for the money, and I hit my financial goals. Our time on this earth is limited. Like, don't spend it doing you don't have to do if you don't want to, you know?
Holy shit, dude, that is crazy to hear him say that. I don't like music, I got the bag, and now it's time for me to run away. And that would all be fine if he didn't spend the last 5 years trying to convince his entire audience that he did care, that he was doing it for more than just the bag. And then his face up here is just so smug. Hey, I got my money, you don't live forever, so I'm just gonna bounce on out of here. But it's in the comment sections where you really start to see the people turning on Finn McKenty. He did it all for the money, but not enough money for a decent camera. I used to like Finn, but after that interview, I don't. The fact he did it for the money is insane. Yeah, it is insane. If you're gonna do it for the money, talk about stuff on the internet that's gonna generate a lot of money, like gaming or drama. Talking about niche rock and roll, punk rock stuff isn't the stuff to do if you're in it for the money. Brainless. Lost absolutely all respect for him. And bear in mind, all of these comments are just coming off of this 30-second promo teaser. The actual episode, 42 minutes long, tells the more deep, nuanced story. Well, it's not really nuanced. Everybody hates this guy. Seeing how he built an entire channel around topics he quite literally doesn't care about devalues everything he's ever made in my eyes, and it's very disheartening. It makes him untrustworthy as a personality or a content creator of any kind. Makes me feel like I wasted my time being invested in his content. You see that, Finn McKenty? You're leaving people, real genuine fans of yours, feeling disheartened, disillusioned, and like they wasted their time. Koa Abyss, if you're watching my channel, I welcome you into my comment section. I'm never gonna make you feel like that because I am genuinely passionate about music, about DIY, about punk rock, hardcore, emo, you name it. I love the stuff. Mindwaves TV comes in and says, the interview was funny because you can see the interviewer realize how lame Finn is in real time. B-Tats Band comes in and basically says, it doesn't bother me that he did it for all the music, but he made it seem like he cared. Yeah, it was a grift. He lied to music fans, tried to make them believe that he cared about the music and that he was an authority and an insight into the music when really all he was doing was finagling you. All he was doing was holding you up by the ankles over the toilet, giving you flushies, and taking all the quarters that fall out of your pocket. Davey Bowles comes in and says, Christ, I honestly wish I could retract the views I've given him over the years. What a sad existence. Because Finn McKenty goes on for 42 minutes about how little he cared about all of this, how he did it all for the money, about his marketing strategies, and about how he's helping people grow. And remember, this guy charges $1,000 per Zoom call because he is that much of an authority, that much of an educator in the content creation space. I'll tell you right now, he's not. What happened with Finn, and the real reason why I think that he's running away from the internet, and my theory is backed up by a lot of these comments over here, is that Finn really couldn't handle the backlash, the hate, the criticism, and everything that came along with being an internet content creator. Oh, and there was also this drama he had to deal with every single day. He got tired of being called out for his relationship with his wife when she was pre-18. And really, it's not the best written sentence of all time, but essentially Finn McKenty had to address grooming allegations every single time that he fired up the internet because his wife had a channel as well, where she was basically an anti-woke, DEI, dog whistle kind of content creator, and her channel is completely wiped right now. But people did some digging, and the timelines of when she said she met Finn and when Finn said that he met his wife all line up to him being over 30 and her being under 18. I do not have any of those facts or any of that evidence. That is just the speculation that goes on the internet and stuff that Finn McKenty had to face every single day, and stuff that he never addressed, by the way. If it was untrue, he really should have addressed it and it would have been over. If he could have just proved it was wrong, then he wouldn't have had to address these grooming allegations day in and day out. It could have been a lot less stressful for him on the internet if he could have debunked those rumors. Just saying. And to kind of piggyback off of that, Nikki HC comes in and says, Finn only quit YouTube because he couldn't handle the online hate. And that is exactly it. Because if he was good at punching back, if he was good at debunking, if he was good at debates, he could have slammed down every single one of these losers, including myself, that came after him. All he had to do was slam dunk a debate, show a few receipts, and then he would have many, many points in the W column. But the thing is, all of these accusations and all of these criticisms just built on top of one another without Finn even having the knowledge that he needs to address them. It just festered for so long, built up to a point where he has this big, angry internet monster facing him every single day. There's just this big doom shadow over top of Finn McKenty. All this criticism, all this hate, all these allegations and accusations, none of which he responded to, none of which he debunked. All the while just being a total sellout, shill, inauthentic windbag. Because the dude has, as these commenters say, band shirts. A closet full of them, you know? He grew up in the scene. There is an aspect of him that does care about the music a little bit. But I actually think that that time is long gone for Finn, and he's just hanging on to any little scrap that he thinks that he can to get any sort of modern day relevancy out of. Because SKB Music comes in and says, I think the thing is, you can tell by his older videos, he did care a lot. Him saying he never cared is crazy, because when you watch his old videos, you can tell he was more passionate about the stuff he was talking about back then. And that's because he had an interesting angle back then. He wasn't just doing Wikipedia reads. He was analyzing a band's rise to success and breaking it down as to why he thought it happened. Providing numbers, data, facts, analysis to back up all of his claims and the story. He stopped doing that after about a year and a half, after he realized how much work it was and how much easier it was just to be like, I'm gonna tell the story about Sugar Ray. I just wanna fly. So dwindling passion for music, I think, definitely is a part of it. He's not a creative person, so forcing himself to create must have been an absolute nightmare lifestyle for him to live. I wish that he was just honest with his audience. I wish he could just say, I'm not that creative, I don't like creating, I hate the hate that I get, I'm getting hate for stuff that I hate doing, none of this makes sense, so I really should find something that I'm passionate about and go do that in my life. But now, he's still trying to take this high and mighty, nah, I got my bag, now I'm gonna bounce out of this thing, which is a total cope, a total lie. There is a 100% chance that Finn wishes that he didn't get criticism, hate, and accusations online.
Talk about the allegations!
So I have no earthly idea why he didn't come on and address the rumors, allegations, hate, and criticism. Because my God, if he could have snuffed us out 3 or 4 years ago, this man would be thriving right now. Instead, everybody is rejoicing. Finn McKenty is gone. You're free now. Finn McKenty quit YouTube. Rip, bozo. Bomb Rush Hyperpop says, Finn McKenty quitting YouTube is the best news all year. Prog Pro comes in and says, throwing a party because Finn McKenty quit YouTube. Who's bringing the punk rock? Come over to my channel right now. I got the goods for you. Finn McKenty quit YouTube. Yay! Finn McKenty quitting YouTube is the best news. Always a good day to hear that Finn McKenty quit YouTube. Bye-bye, Finn McKenty. You suck. You are a piece of shit. Finn McKenty quitting YouTube has made my week. There isn't a lot of positive sentiment about Finn McKenty leaving YouTube. And we saw a lot of creators leave YouTube this year that had audience members in tears watching them go. Guys like MatPat. Tom Scott leaving the platform was insane. But having Finn McKenty piss away what could have been a really wonderful career for him is really the funniest thing of all time. It just proves all of his critics right. It validates everything that we've ever said about him. Because why just like tuck your tail, run away from all the criticism if it's not true? If everything we're saying is built on lies, if everything we're saying is really defamation to your character, Finn McKenty, prove it wrong. Please. But instead of proving it wrong, I don't know, just run away. That seems better, right? Okay. He's like one of those idiots that think just moving towns is gonna change all the problems in your life. Finn McKenty absolutely torched his reputation over the last 4 years, and it's ridiculous. I'm not gonna miss him one bit, and for me, I'm just gonna take this as a W. I know he didn't want to mention my name, but I was the biggest detractor in his entire camp. I was the most vocal, I was the most loud, I was the most rambunctious. He hit me with privacy strikes, he sent me huge DMs telling me to shut up and telling me to stop, and all I'm doing is out here making little videos, reading tweets, and telling you, the audience, my opinion. All of which I'm allowed to do. And there's also a pretty good chance that Finn McKenty is gonna see this video, and if he does, I just want to say one thing to ya. F you, bud. Bye forever, see ya never. I really want this to be the end of the Finn McKenty, Dan Frampton YouTube saga. I have privated all the videos. The entire arc is secret right now, Finn McKenty. I put a blanket over top of everything, and this video is going to be the only video on my channel chronicling this tale. But if the interest is there, I might unprivate all of those videos for the entire audience to enjoy. Because there is an arc. I go from being an enjoyer, a fan, to being a detractor, to being disillusioned, to being an outright critic, to then being a full-fledged hate boy. And all of that arc will be made public again for the entire world to enjoy if this video gets 50,000 views. And if you enjoyed this video, I'll put another video on screen right now. Go watch that one. Okay, see you later and have a good one.